So the Certificate of Recognition Program. I'm looking at the names here today, and I'm kind of, a little bit caught off guard because we've been doing this about 4 years, and we've been probably having about 20 to 25 firms a year get certified. And then I'm given a list. Actually, I've had 3 lists because they keep changing over the last few days. But I have a list today of 41 firms, and I'm like, wow, this is significant. So one thing I have noticed throughout 2015 into 2016 is that the number of companies registering in this program has grown significantly. We're currently over 850 firms registered in the COR program. Mr. Ken Rayner and I spend a lot of time talking to buyers of construction, and every time we come out of a meeting, Ken turns to me and says, this is not a hard sell, and it's not. So what does it mean to be COR certified before I get into the list of those who have successfully achieved it? It means that a company has a health and safety system that is known, understood, and implemented by all their employees at all times when they're working. It means they have a system in place that evaluates and reviews and acknowledges that people are applying the rules as expected. It has a role for everyone to provide input and feedback, and it continues to improve over time. Easy thing, right? Anybody here from TAC, construction, TAC? So on Friday past, I was invited to a safety event for TAC construction. And over the years, and you see the gray here, so over the years, I've been to a number of safety events at different organizations. And the energy in this room for TAC Construction, who had just achieved this year COR certification, really impressed me. I could feel it. I think I heard COR referred to maybe 40 times in the 2.5 hours I was there. And as I'm sitting and I'm listening to different employees at the organization talk about the impact and the influence of an effective management system, I think to IHSA system, because we went through the same thing. And to have had walked the talk and lived through it, I clearly understand the effort, the impact, and the importance of managing safety. And often I get people saying to me, well, it takes too much time, it's too much effort, or it's too costly to pursue COR. And a lot of times, those things seem enormous because they weren't happening before. And I'll be the first one to say, IHSA today has a full-time health and safety coordinator. Andrea, where's Andrea? Andrea's still in the room? No. Oh, there she is. So prior to COR, we had maybe 3 or 4 people with fingers in managing our health and safety program. Did we find and locate everything we needed to demonstrate we had a management system in place? Not at all. And through the effort, and mostly Andrea's effort to organize and coordinate us, but the commitment at a senior level down created that change. And that's what I saw and that's what I felt at TAC Construction on Friday, and I really appreciate the opportunity to be there. So today I'm going to read out 41 names of companies, and I invite everybody who is part of that company to come up and get your picture taken with Enzo. And all of those companies today, I want to say that your achievement is significant. Your impact to your workplaces and the people that take you enable to work with you every day is huge and makes a difference. And together, over time, we're going to have a significant impact to injury and illness in Ontario. And this program, while it's probably dominated in the construction sector, is built for all companies. And it's really about having the system that recognizes and controls the hazards for your workplace, evaluates it, and allows you to continue to improve on a long-term basis. So I'm actually also going to put up, let's see if I can do this without getting everybody else into the room here to do it. I'm also going to put up a list of what we call Cycle 2 firms. And it all sounds very interesting, I know, and I had to actually ask somebody, what do you mean by Cycle 2? So companies in COR, the beauty of the Certificate of Recognition program is not a one-shot deal and you go away and maybe we'll see you again some other time. You have to maintain it. You got to keep it up. So every year, a company, after they achieve COR, has to self-audit themselves and go through a desk audit process with IHSA for years 2 and 3. Year 4, you actually go through the entire audit again. And when I say audit, we're not talking about chasing down paper, opening filing cabinets, although we do that. It's actually about being able to demonstrate through interviews and observations on your jobs that your program is being applied. So these companies that are scrolling through behind me, and I think there's 24 or 26 on the list, have also this year, since our last AGM, last September, gone through and gone through a complete audit again. So that's hugely significant. And what it tells is that this is important because they have not allowed their program to lapse. I can tell you one story before I move on. So years ago in a previous role I had, I went into a workplace and I was looking at their health and safety program. So the person takes out their policy manual. Sorry, Enzo's got to stand through all this. The person's taking out their policy manual and I'm reading, I'm looking at it, everything's like dated 5 years before I was there. I'm not going to tell you the year I was there because then that gives away too much. But it was 5 years before the date I was there and I was like, they didn't meet the mark on what I was looking for. But then I said, what happened 5 years ago? And they said, oh, we had a work well audit. So everything changed, got brought up to speed in that point in time, and then got left and forgotten for 5 years. That does not happen in COR. Every day of every week, every year, you're maintaining and updating, reviewing, and enhancing, and bringing your program up to speed. And these companies here demonstrated that, 3 years have passed, fourth year, we've demonstrated we're maintaining it. And knowing the effort that goes in to achieve COR, it's huge. The 41 firms that I'm going to call up today, and hopefully most of them are here, the effort that they had to go through to achieve this is tremendous. And it is recognized in this room, but it's recognized in business throughout Ontario. Because like I said, Ken says every time we walk out a door, that was not a hard sell. It is not a hard sell. It's important to everybody to protect workers in Ontario. So I'm going to read out the names. Please come up with your company, anybody who's associated, to get your photo taken. And I didn't bring up my glasses either, so I'm going to hold it way over here. AIMI. AIMI? No. Amico Infrastructure, Oxford, Inc. Bondfield Construction Company Limited. Not everybody at once, please slow down. Bott Construction Group. And under Bott, there is, I think, 9 different companies. So whoever's associated with Bott, please come up and I'll read out all the companies. Bott Management Services Limited, Bott Construction Limited, Clarkson Construction Company Limited, Bott Holdings Limited, Bott Infrastructure Limited, Bott Construction Canada Limited, Bott Construction Ontario Limited, Bott Engineering and Construction Limited, I take a breath, and Bott Civil Inc. Clive Thurston, who is the Ontario General Contractors Association, will take get the picture for Bondfield Construction. Brennan Paving Limited. I'm going to ask Julian to stay there a little bit. Julian, if you don't mind. Miller Northwest Limited. And Miller Paving North Bay Limited. And the Miller Group of companies, which I'm not sure the complete number, I think it's 9 or 10, or it could be more. I'm told by Julian they'll all be here next year. Brookfield Multiplex Construction Canada Limited. Canmar Contracting Limited. Capital Sewer Services Inc. Coco Paving. There's a bunch of Coco Paving. So I think they were recruiting on the way in. I think there's some new hires here. Congratulations. LVM Division Englobe Corp. Mellon Inc. Congratulations. Metco Construction Limited. Milestone Environmental Contracting, Inc. Montgomery Bus Lines, Montgomery. Oshawa PUC Networks. OWS Railroad Construction and Maintenance Limited. Peter Kuwait Infrastructure Company. PGM Rail Services Limited. Pure Technologies Limited. Ron Lee Construction Inc. TAC Construction Limited. TJ Instrumentation Services. Zip Signs. Yes. So thank you very much, everybody who's achieved COR. Those who are interested in more information about COR, I can talk to John Samet there in front. And you can get a picture taken. Thank you.